Everyone thought the baby challenge was for fun except Huda. She then gave him some coochie and told him to get his shit together. She was not playing with him. He was irritating her. She wasn't having it with Chris, and she's like, why do I have to ask you to do the little things for me? He called her bossy, but he was definitely being a wussy when she spoke to him, because guess what? Huda knows best, and Huda is a mom.
Kay Unscripted, no teeth restricted. In this journey, watch our stories unfold.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Kay, and this is Kay Unscripted. Today I'm going to be breaking down Love Island USA Season 7, Episode 31. This one was a really light-hearted episode. I enjoyed it. But before we get into all of the juiciness of this episode, please take a moment to like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's talk about what went down in this episode. So we're taking off from the recoupling. Huda checks in with Orlandria. She wants to know how she's feeling. And Orlandria says she feels like this is their second chance, as in she and Nick. And she wants to explore their connection with an open mind. They have a great bond and their friendship is really strong. So it's just to the top from this point on. Huda asks her if she's attracted to him. Is Nick her type? And she said yes, because they've kissed in the first challenge and they keep picking each other for other challenges. She is attracted to him, and moments keep bringing them back together. They were just so distracted in their connections, but now they have a real chance and a real opportunity to explore and to find out if there's something more going on between them. Then there's a chat between Peppy and Iris. They were both attracted to each other. Iris says that she explored everyone except him, and she kind of felt like he was out of bounds, but now this is an opportunity for them to really connect. They also talk about the movies that they like, and it was a nice chat. It was cute. Then there's Amaya and Brian. They're in soul ties. He said that he loved the things that Amaya was saying about him. They also talk about the outside world and what it's going to look like. She asked him if he would see himself coming to New York, and he said yes, he's definitely down for that. They talk about what their first date would look like, and they shared a passionate kiss with each other. I like Brian and Amaya together. These two are definitely connecting. Now the Islanders head to bed, and most of them were getting freaky. We saw Iris and Peppy. They were hiding under the sheets. But was it me, or did y'all see Chris thirsting? I'm like, what is happening? What is going on? Now, Chris, please be careful, because once Huda gives up that coochie, you unlock the crazy in her. Clearly, we're going to see that happening later on in the episode, because, baby, Huda was irritated as hell with Chris. So the Islanders get woken up by some baby crying noise, right? Apparently, they have some real care baby infant simulators. I don't know if that's the actual name, but it is what it is. The fake babies. Now, I know people are real sensitive these days, so you have to be real careful with what you say, but it is what it is. Anyways, everyone's trying to figure out what the hell just happened. How did this happen? Then Shelly gets a text that reads, "Good morning, Islanders. You are now parents for the day. Enjoy your new bundles of joy." So each of the couples have to feed the baby, comfort them, and change the babies. And the simulators will register and record the Islanders' interactions. And I guess the couple that interacts with the babies the most, they win. So Shelly and Ace have twin babies. They name them Chase and Apollo. And baby, Ace said the third baby is cooking. I'll see if I get lucky tonight. And I'm just like, Ace, please, Ace, please. Amaya and Brian named their baby Elijah. That's a really nice name. Iris and Peppy named their babies Lois, I think. Am I saying it right? Lois and Peter. Nick and Olangia named their daughter Hilton. Clark and Taylor named their baby Alea. That's a really nice name too. Huda and Chris, baby's name is Layla. I actually have a cousin named Layla. Anyways, Taylor, Ace, and Clark are on the dock. They're talking about how the other islanders are good parents. But Taylor made a statement and I clocked it. It was a really good statement. He said that's the problem with this generation. We having parents who aren't ready to be parents, and that is the truth. Now they're taking this thing really serious. They're not playing about it, right? Now, come to find out, Nicolandria has a baby boy, not a girl. So they had to change their baby's name to Marcel because it's Nick's middle name. Now the guys have stepped up and they're with the babies. And Ace is really funny. He's funny behind he's talking about, oh, how's fatherhood? All of the guys are together. Now, Ace cracked me up so much in this episode because, first of all, why does he have the pacifier in his mouth? Why? For what? We saw him and Taylor doing the same thing. Why do y'all have the pacifier in your mouth? It's for the baby, not you. But Ace really wasn't playing about waking up his baby. He was like, you'll need to stop cussing in front of the baby. He wasn't having it. Why did Amaya leave the baby in the sun? The guys were pointing that out, and Brian said, oh, he's Latino. He likes the sun. What? Brian, what? Chris says that his job is easy because Huda's a mom and he can clock in and clock out. But baby, we saw that Huda wasn't playing with him. She wasn't happy with him and the way he was clocking in and clocking out, okay? Meanwhile, the girls are upstairs and they're having a time. Now, y'all cannot tell me that Ace wasn't ready for this because it was definitely giving father, okay? Nick then took baby Marcel with him to do a workout. He's like, hey, baby. Hey, son. What? Now, Ace comes over and they decide to have a chat. They chat about Nick and Olangia's first time in the bed together since the recoupling. Nick said when he went to bed, he was thinking that things were just platonic between him and Olangia. But baby, Olangia backed that thing up on him while they were cuddling. And baby, he said his inside shivered. Nick said he had flutters on all parts of his body. Nick then forgot about Sierra. Sierra who? Because how? What is going on? Now, while they're having that conversation, Ace gets up and he's like, oh, this isn't something my daughter needs to be hearing. Ace. When I tell y'all, I screamed so much because Ace is hilarious. Ace was cracking me up, y'all. But anyways, Chris decides to host a mommy, daddy, and a baby yoga session. Now, while they're setting up, he sat the baby on the chair. Huda ran over and she's like, no, 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 no. She was yelling, like, what the hell are you doing? She said she holds the baby's head up. She was mad as hell. She was irritated as hell with Chris. So as the class begins, Chris is asking each of the parents if they would like to say something, get something off their chest. He asked everyone except Huda. And she's like, well, F me then. And you could see that she was getting mad. And I think it was Shelly then says, well, what about your baby? He steps in to talk, not letting Huda say anything. He said they have the best baby in the world, the future WNBA superstar, the future president. And then I think it was Taylor who said Huda's name, giving her an opportunity to say something. And Chris said, well, anyways, baby, Huda was mad. I feel like that was a little bit rude of him, but I feel like at that point he was already irritated with Huda as well. But you could tell that everybody else was having fun except Huda. She was making all types of faces. She just did not want to participate. So the session is over and we could see that Huda is visibly upset. Then we see Amaya and Brian having a chat. They talk about what kind of parents they would like to be. Amaya says she wants to be a fun parent. She wants her kid to think that there's a tooth fairy. She wants the dressing up to happen for Christmas. She wants it to look like the Grinch broke into the house. And she wants to make her kid's life as magical as possible. And I think that was really cute of Amaya. Everything is cute with Amaya, right? Taylor and Clark and Peppy and Iris are with their babies. Iris says she wants 5 kids. Taylor says he wants 3. Clark also says that she wants at least 2. Now Iris said she felt like her purpose in life is to be a mom, and it's like you're doing your life all over again. And I never actually really thought of it that way, but when she said it, that sank into me and it made so much sense. She said it's like you're raising a better version of yourself. And I feel like that should be the goal. But unfortunately, for some persons, the cycle continues because not everyone has the emotional stability to see the need to change certain things from their childhood into their child's childhood. So that was a really nice conversation. I enjoyed that. Anyways, the girls are upstairs while the dads feel like they need to be having some fun. Taylor suggests that they have a race with the strollers. Now, why is Ace why is Ace walking like this? All the babies are crying. They're going around with having the little race. They're doing leg lunges, and then they have to change the babies. And Huda was not having it. She starts yelling. She starts calling out to Chris while he's changing the baby's clothes. She's like, I don't like that color. And he yelled at her. He told her to shut up. Now, once he said that, she was pissed. She said, excuse me? I'm gonna need you to watch your mouth. Whew. Things are about to break between Huda and Chris. The cracks are cracking. Meanwhile, Brian won their little game, and Amaya's like, that's my baby daddy. The way she said that was so funny. So now, Huda and Chris, they're going at it. She's like, what's wrong with you? Why are you ripping shit out of her head? Chris is getting frustrated with Huda. Huda is annoyed. She's not backing down. And we've seen her do the same things to Jeremiah, and she's doing it again to Chris. He then goes in his confessional and says that she was being too bossy and she always wants to be in control of everything. Does that sound familiar to you? Oh, okay. That's all I'm gonna say. Nick and Olandria have a chat. Their baby have been well behaved compared to the others. So they're talking about that. Olandria says she wants 2 kids and he says for him it's 4 max. So he asked her if she would want to be a single parent. That was a weird question because I don't think anybody would want to be a single parent. Well, we do have persons who feel like they're getting to a certain age and they want to be a parent. So I guess, but I don't think that anybody wants to or willingly feels like this is what they saw for their life. But anyways, she says she wouldn't want it, but if it came down to it, she would have to do what she has to do. She tells him that she was raised by a single mom, but she doesn't see that for herself. Nick said that he was raised with both of his parents, and for him, he would definitely like to instill those values that his parents instilled in him into his children. Ace and Shelly, on the other hand, not gonna lie, they're cute as hell. They're arguing like an old couple, right? He said that they need to work on being more of a team. And Shelly said we're definitely going to need some parenting classes. Definitely, right? Now Huda's on the side and she's folding the clothes while Chris has the baby. He goes up to her and he's like, yo. And I'm just like, who you calling yo? You could tell that she was irritated with him speaking to her like that though. But she's like, well, hello. Now she said the baby exercise has been triggering to her because during her early days as a mom, she was doing everything. He asked her if there's something that he does that affects her mood, because once she starts making these faces, that changes his mood and he doesn't know what he did. He doesn't know how to deal with that. She points out to him how he skipped her during the yoga session and he didn't put her yoga mat away. He only did it because she asked him to. She told him that she pays attention to little things. He said he understands, and she also asked him if there's anything about her that she needed to change, and he paused. Now, for me, the pause was him thinking, should I tell her and risk her crashing out or no? Because remember what he said in his confessional earlier, and he too has seen the whole crash out thing with Huda, right? Because he was in Casa and he definitely saw what was happening beforehand. Clearly, he was irritated by her, but he's like, no, but you can give me a kiss though. And she's like, right now? You could tell she was taken aback by his reaction. Either she was really expecting him to say something or she was ready to go in on him, right? That was a strange reaction from Huda though, by her saying right now. And I'm like, okay, maybe the pin wasn't fire. Because the night before, they were definitely getting it in. She's given up the coochie to him. I don't know. Huda does not like Chris. She is turned off by Chris. And did y'all see when all of the couples were taking pictures in the photo booth? When she was taking pictures, Chris was coming in to join her and she's like, I'm taking pictures with the baby. She looked at him like she was so what's the word? Like she was so disgusted by him. Did y'all see that? Huda ain't feeling Chris at all. She is done. She's over with him. But anyways, the baby challenge was over and here's the results. The winners were Taylor and Clark. Those who passed were Iris and Peppy, Huda and Chris, Olandria and Nick. And those who failed were Amaya and Brian and Shelly and Ace. So it's later on in the evening. Nick and Olandria have another chat. She said that she was getting used to having the baby around. He said he's looking forward to being a dad. And he also mentioned how he used ChatGPT to find out how he can adopt a baby. He talks about how his parents traveled with him. But I found it a little bit strange that he didn't mention to her that he donated his sperm to a couple. Maybe he said that to her and they didn't show it to us because we know he said that to Huda. Anyways, they both have been to Thailand. They also both enjoy sports. He tells her that he loves their chats and it makes him feel like they're outside of the villa. He's definitely feeling Orlando and he's looking forward to continuing to share and spend more time with her. Chris and Brian then have a chat. He says that he's enjoying his time with Amaya. Chris, on the other hand, said that he and Huda had a little hiccup. And he also shares with Chris that she was triggered by all of the baby stuff that was happening today. Then he says to Brian, I folded bro. And I guess he's saying that they had sex. But I definitely caught that earlier on. We saw the thrusting movements. But the way he was laughing about it, bro, I don't think Huda was feeling it that much. So don't get too excited. Then Nick and Ace have a chat. Nick is saying that he's enjoying his time with Orlandria. He also said that he's going to pursue things with Orlandria romantically. This is what he's been wanting from the beginning. Ace tells Nick that he's very happy for him. And that makes me wonder if they didn't like Sierra because we see everybody just having a good old time, hyping up Nick and Orlandria, and it's definitely giving that they didn't like Sierra. Orlandria and Shelly are having a chat and Shelly's like, girl, spill the tea. It's been a long time since we caught up and you've been filling me on what's been going on with you and Nick. Anyways, Orlandria asks her if she thinks things look natural between she and Nick and Shelly tells her that it does. Orlandria said that she struggled with being selfish until this moment with Nick because prior to that she's always made decisions to help other people, but this time she feels good having to make a decision that is based on what she wants and her being selfish in that moment. She also thanks Shelly for her support and lets her know that what she does for her means a lot to her. So Shelly's like, well, girl, since you're my girl and all, I've been planning this little date for Ace and I need your help. She says in her confessional, Shelly, that AC is always so thoughtful and creative with planning dates for her. She wants him to feel as special as he makes her feel because he is deserving of it. Now we've seen Ace pull off all of these little dates for Shelly, and it's nice to see that she's reciprocating to him. So she goes up to him and says, "Can I pull you for a chat?" And once they head over to the fire pit, he sees that she has a s'mores date planned out for him. He starts cheesing, I'm cheesing, and we're all cheesing together. But then I'm like, Shelly girl, how do you plan a s'mores date and you don't know how to do s'mores? But that's alright, because Ace showed her how to do it. And this is what the teamwork looks like, okay? Ace tells her that this is the most thoughtful thing that's ever happened for him, and he was missing home a lot. This kind of brought back a childhood memory with his mom and his brothers where he felt like life couldn't get any better. I like this moment because in the previous episode, he talked about how hard life was for him and how he kind of went through the struggle. He went through some things. So that took him back to a moment where things were really good in his family. So I could just only imagine how he was feeling in this moment, seeing that Shelly did something that touched him so much. He said in his confessional that it's moments like this that make him want to go 10 times harder for Shelly. He says he's always been careful with who he shows his affection to, and this makes him want to let everything down and give Shelly everything that he has. I'm not even going to lie, I got really emotional for this scene because the way he was staring at Shelly and the way he went in for the kiss, you can tell he was very emotional too, and this really meant so much to him. This moment for me was definitely a strong moment between Shelly and Ace. Say what y'all want about them, but this moment showed that they are really into each other and they're really in it for the long haul. Ace and Shelly for the win. That's all I'm going to say. Iris and Peppy have a chat. He said he loves seeing how she was with the baby. She talks about how close she is with her mom and how her mom is very picky with the guys that she chooses. Her mom would definitely tell her, I don't like him. She also says that she tells her mother everything. When she said that, Peppy was like, interesting. Anyways, he says that he's been wanting to kiss her all day. And I'm like, so you forgot about Hannah. You've moved on from Hannah. You're not missing her anymore. Oh, okay. And of course, Iris is definitely not thinking of TJ. The past is the past. But I like how he asked for her consent and they shared a really passionate, long makeout session. Then Amaya gets a text which reads, Islanders, the Hideaway is now open. Choose one couple to spend a private night together. And so they choose Amaya Papaya and Brian to go to the Hideaway. Now the guys are definitely hyping up Brian and they're saying, Brian's going to the Hideaway. Meanwhile, the girls are upset singing, eat that kitty in the Hideaway. Eat that kitty in the Hideaway. But baby, Amaya has no rhythm. She cannot dance. But anyways, she walks downstairs and he's at the bottom of the stairs waiting on her. And she opens up her robe and she's like, voila, there it is. You ready for the Hideaway? Once they got downstairs and they're walking, everybody's hyping them up. And I'm just like, Ace, what are you doing on the table? Now we know you're short, but bro. You're extra, very, very extra. This was probably one of the most enjoyable episodes so far. This felt like the old Love Island. So can we have movie night next because we know somebody's going home in the next episode. But tell me, did you enjoy this episode? Because I did, and I need to know your thoughts on this one. Share all of your thoughts with me. I'll meet you all in the comments as usual. And don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. We're almost at the end of this season. I'm not ready yet because I've been enjoying Love Island USA season 7. This has been my recap, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.